Seedtime on the Cumberland Festival. And tonight we've got a great lineup. We're going to take you back beyond the roots of any kind of music here before the evening's over. You just stay with us and we'll show you what we mean. We'll take you back to the real Appalachian traditional culture before the night's over. But right now, we've got a lady who's taken the Appalachian culture, the ballads, and spread it worldwide. And she hails from over here in Perry County, over in Route 7, near Viper, Kentucky. And I don't think there's a lot I can say about her that's not already been said. But we're real proud of this performance coming out here on the stage. Miss Jean Ritchie.
Thank you, Buck, and hello, everybody. It's home folks. Most of you know my folks, Bayless and Abigail Hall. Abigail was a Hall, and so it's Bayless and Abby Ritchie, and then there was May, Ollie, Nellie, Uni, Raymond, Kitty, Truman, Patty, Edna, Jewel, Hazel, Polly, and over Jean. I'm Jean, and I'm going to start out with a song that was sung at my sister May, who's the oldest one, at her wedding. I wasn't born yet. And this was her favorite song because her husband was a foreigner from overseas. He was a real foreigner. My father was known as a foreigner all his life, and he was just from the next county. So here I am with laryngitis, and I'll try to sing a few songs for you. When I go off the stage, you'll know that my voice is give out. So here's a song in the old-fashioned style, pre-instrumental, as I call it. Before we had instruments around in these parts, people just remembered the voice, just tried to remember the instruments and fill in the gaps. This is called John Riley. As I walked out one summer's morning to take the cool and pleasant air, I spied a fair and most beautiful damsel. Her cheeks were like some lily fair. Then I walked up to her saying, don't you want to be a sailor's wife? Oh no, she quickly answered, my mind is to lead a single life. Kind miss, what makes you different from all the rest of womankind? You are so fair, so young and handsome. My heart to you in love's inclined. Kind sir, I could have married some 2 or 3 long years ago, all to a man that they call John Riley. He was the cause of my overthrow. Oh, come leave off thinking of John Riley and sail with me to some distant shore. We'll go over to old Pennsylvania, and there we'll dwell forevermore. No, I'll not leave off thinking of John Riley, nor sail with you to no distant shore. My mind is with him, I can never forsake him, although his face I may never see no more. Then I walked up to her with sweet kisses, and the kisses I gave was 1, 2, 3. Says I'm the man that they call John Riley, returning home to marry thee. Thank you. I always like there's an awful lot of songs, old ballads and things where everybody's head gets chopped off and gets stabbed to the heart and all that. And there's more of them than there are the happy ones, so I usually try to find a happy one to sing, at least to start out with. Well, we had one person in our family. We got to be called the singing family of the Cumberlands after a while, and I had a book out called that, Singing Family of the Cumberlands. But there was one member of our family who couldn't carry a tune, couldn't sing at all. And it was Aunt Mary Ritchie, Dad's youngest sister. She lived on Clear Creek. And she come to see us one time. This is also before I was born. And they told me, you know, these family stories, they get told and told and told until you think you were there. And Mom and Dad the kids were playing some little thing like Goodbye Girls, I'm Going to Boston or something. And Aunt Mary said, you remember that little old kissing game we used to play? And she started humming on it, and everybody said, hush, Mary, you can't sing. And she sung anyway. She kept on singing. And Mom and Dad heard the words, and their eyes lit up, and they said, oh, yeah, we remember that. And we used to court with that. And then they all started singing it, and they got everybody on the floor, and they taught the children the game. And it got saved from oblivion just by a woman that couldn't carry a tune. So you non-singers, you take heart now. Give up. Here's a pretty little song then called March Down to Old Tennessee. Here stands a couple, join hearts and hands. He wants wife and she wants a man. Soon they will get married if they can agree. They'll march down to old Tennessee and married they will be. Now we must part, oh now we must part. Lordy mercy on me, it nearly breaks my heart. Yonder she comes and it's howdy, howdy do. How have you been since I parted from you? Very well, oh very well I say. Hope that we have met to pass another day. Oh no, the bugle's sounding and I must bid adieu. Come give me one sweet kiss to remind me of you. Here stands a couple, join hearts and hands. He wants wife and she wants a man. Soon they will get married if they can agree. They'll march down to old Tennessee and married they will be. Some of the very first things I remember from being a little girl growing up in Viper was playing games on the schoolyard, and in the springtime all the little girls get out and play kissing games, and little boys over there shooting marbles wouldn't be caught dead in the ring with the girls. And so we play a little game called Jenny Put Your Kittle On, and you choose a girl, bring her into the ring and give her a little kiss, and then she chooses somebody else and so on. And we would always choose a girl but call her by her boyfriend's name. We call it out real loud, and so he'd be over there shooting marbles, and you call his name, and they'd say, ah, she calls your name, and then he'd get up and knock this boy down, and this boy would get up, and they'd have a big fight, and there'd just be politics all over the place out there. But then after that little game, I'll sing one where you can tell by the tempo of Green Grows the Willow Tree that it's for teenagers because the boys are in it by now and enjoying it, and they've slowed the tempo way down to make everything last longer. Jenny, put your kettle on, a little and a big one. Jenny, put your kettle on, we'll all take tea. Sliced bread and buttermilk's good enough for anyone. Choose the one you love best, call 'em on the floor. Oh, dear Johnny, how I love you. Nothing on earth I love like I love you. My heart you have, my hand I give you. One sweet kiss and then I leave you. Jenny, put your kettle on, a little and a big one. Jenny, put your kettle on, we'll all take tea. Slice of bread and buttermilk's good enough for anyone. Choose one you love best, call 'em on the floor. Oh, dear mommy, how I love you. Nothing on earth I love like I love you. My heart you have, my hand I give you. One sweet kiss and then I leave you. Green grows the willow tree. Green grows the willow tree. Come, my love that used to be, and set you down upon my knee. Green grows the rushes, oh. Green grows the rushes, oh. Kiss her quick and let her go. For yonder stands her Peppy, oh. We're having a family reunion next 2 weeks, I guess, 2 weeks from now. But I remember all the old time family reunions of the Hall family we used to have. I think the first one was back in 1920 or something like that. And they used to have them the last Sunday of August, and all kinds of kinfolks would ride in from far places and come back to Viper and go on that hillside above Viper there. And people would have speeches, and they'd look at the family tree, and they'd have a preaching, and they'd all bring dinner baskets, and finally set all the dinner out, and everybody'd eat. And then after that, people would get up and entertain each other. They'd say recitations, and they'd sing songs, and they'd all have a good time there together. Just sort of volunteer to get up on that little stage there and do something, tell jokes or tell stories. And Uncle Will Singleton, whom some of you may know, was our dulcimer maker there in Viper. And he always got up at this Hall reunion at the end and sang a gospel song, a new gospel song at that time. And his little granddaughter would get up and sing it with him. He'd sing it unaccompanied, sometimes use the dulcimer. And it summed up the day for everybody because it was called We're Floating Down the Stream of Time. And you notice that there was a lot of old faces gone, and there was a lot of little baby faces there that looked like those old faces that were gone. And you had a wonderful sense of being a part of the stream of time. We're floating down the stream of time. We have not long to stay. The stormy clouds of darkness will turn to brightest day. Then let us all take courage, for we're not left alone. The lifeboat soon is coming to gather the jewels home. Then cheer, my brother, cheer. Our trials will soon be o'er. Our loved ones we shall meet upon the other shore. We've pilgrims and we've strangers here, we're seeking the city to come. The lifeboat soon is coming to gather the jewels home. The lifeboat soon is coming, by faith we now can see, as she sweeps through the waters to rescue you and hymns. And that's a church that was by itself here for a long time. Here's a way they used to sing when they went outdoors in the summertime on a hot day like this. There'd be a little breeze maybe, and they'd go out under the oak tree across the road from the church house that we went to. And the breeze would sort of blow people's notes away, the voices away. So to keep together when they sang, they'd put 3 or 4 men around the base of the tree on the little platform, preaching platform. They would just stand there and face outwards and go, and everybody would have a note to sing against then and keep them on pitch. It was a very effective way of doing it. When we were recording Sweet Rivers album here at June Apple, we got 4 or 5 people to do that, and we sang this song. And we were playing it back and listening to it, and Marion Summers, the fiddler, came running in, and he was late getting there, and he said, "What is that instrument you all use? What is that instrument?" I said, "It's the first instrument there ever was. It was the human voice." So you just hum a note, and you hum as long as you can, and then you take a catch breath. You go, you know, as long as you can between catch breaths, and that way it makes a constant drone. So let's try that. You all be the drones. I'll sing long lonesome way. Now don't vary that, just same note. Oh, Father, won't you come and go along with me? For heaven is my aim. Jesus is gone, but he's coming back again to take his children home. Look the way, look the way, look the long, lonesome way. You can see the promised land. Look the way, look the way, look the long, lonesome way. You can see the promised land. I've had quite a few requests to sing this song, and understand that Mike Klein, my good friend, sang it last night. So some of you may not want to hear it again, but yes, you like Mike Klein, huh? Okay, Mike, they said they wanted to hear you sing it again. Come on. This is one that is my own composition. It's called the L&N. Don't stop here anymore. The L&N being the Louisville and Nashville line that used to run up, started in McRoberts, and went down through Hazard and Jackson, Beattyville, and went to Lexington. And when you got to Lexington, you could change and get to Louisville or Nashville, either one if you wanted to. That's why it's called the L&N. So here's the original old song. The latest person who's recorded this has been a young singer called Michelle Schott, and Johnny Cash recorded it before that, and I just recently heard Pete Seeger sing it, so that really pleased me that he liked it too. Oh, when I was curly-headed baby, my daddy sat me down upon his knee, said, "Son, you go to school, learn your letters, don't you be no dusty miner like me." And I roaring and a rumbling past my door. Now they're standing rusty, rolling empty, and yelling in, don't stop here anymore. I used to think my daddy was a black man with scrip enough to buy the company store, but now he goes downtown with empty pockets, and his face is white as the February snow. And I was born and raised at the mouth of the Hazard Holler, coal cars roaring and a rumbling past my door. Now they're standing rusty, rolling empty, and yelling in, don't stop here anymore. Last night I dreamt I went down to the office to get my payday like I done before. Them whole cudsy vines had covered up the doorway, and there was trees and grass, well, growing right through the floor. Well, I never thought I'd live to love the coal dust, never thought I'd pray to hear the tipple roar. But Lord, how I wish that grass could change to money. Them greenbacks fill my pockets once more. So I was born and raised at the mouth of the Hazard Holler, coal cars roaring and a rumbling past my door. Now they're standing rusty, rolling empty, and yelling in, don't stop here anymore. Well, this is a song I did fairly recently, maybe about 2 years ago, and it hasn't been recorded and it hasn't been published. It's a song in honor of my mother, who lived back in the times when it wasn't easy to follow all those strict rules and everything. Yet she did. She and Dad both were graceful people and raised their family with good values and with love, and made it all work for us. So this is a song for her and for all the women that lived through those times. I say for all the women like that because every time I sing this song, I'm thinking about my mother. People come up and say, well, that was my aunt, or that was my grandma, and they all have somebody in mind when the song is sung. The second verse has a couple of local things in it. One is mention of the whittleding. You all know what a whittleding is, but off from here they don't. It's a wood thrush, and it's when it comes and sings its first beautiful song in the springtime, it's time to plant corn. So they call it the old corn planting bird, and some people call them whittledings. But Mother used to love those birds, and she was the person who appreciated beauty in any form in nature. She would say, youngins, look at that sky, it's just like a robin's egg. And we'd all look at it and appreciate it. So those, and it's also, the second verse has in it about, I'm sorry I have to explain this so much, but it means things to me that other people don't see. Mom once stopped in the garden and shook hands with a woman that was coming up the road that none of us knew, and she had dirt on her hands from planting taters. And we all said, Mama, you got that woman's hands dirty. And she just laughed and she said, it's good clean earth and it won't hurt her. And the woman laughed too, she thought it was good. So this is called Abigail. You were the queen of home and hill and garden, knew what was right and wrong and taught us so. You lived by rules which now seem harsh and needless. Your love and grace made all those hard times glow. And when you speak, I see the mountains rise, and when you sing, I hear the waters flow. Your loving memories of a better time will shine around me everywhere I go. I see you still in the garden by the roadside. It's good clean earth, you say, and life as we go along. I see your face light up at the colors of a rainbow, your quick glad tears at the whittling's first song.